Well, welcome everybody to this customer webcast from the Oracle integration team. My name is Neil Kumisky. I'm sitting in for Jürgen Kress, who's on vacation this week. And we're going to be talking with I won't be doing the talking, it'll be David and Tim will be doing the talking about what three-headed giants have done to leverage OIC to connect ESM solutions. So some housekeeping. Okay, the slides will be available afterwards, the recording as well at the bit.ly watch OIC, the usual one. Safe harbor statement. Okay, welcome and announcements, introduction and background, and so on. But I'll let David and Tim discuss that. Announcements, okay, maybe you've already heard this, but we keep on talking about it anyway. We are very, very high there, positioned in the Gartner Magic Quadrant in the ability to execute. So we're up there at the very top, which is great. Regarding Oracle integration, if you want a free trial of it, if you're not already a customer, you can go and get a 30-day free trial. Just go to that URL, oracle.com, try it. And we've got comprehensive documentation and training material for Oracle integration, starting with the documents at docs.oracle.com. There's online training available as well. And the online training is nicely structured. So if you're doing HCM focused integrations or ERP focused integrations and whatever, you can choose use cases that actually apply to your area. Who are the integration experts? Many of you, I hope, are already integration experts, but if you're looking for some, there's a partner finder that you can actually visit to find out which OIC partners are in your area. And there's plenty of, it's very, very easy to find that based on your geography and whatever. So another great resource is the Cloud Customer Connect, where you can ask your questions, get updates, and share your successes and whatever. So it's a very, very easy channel to use to have direct communications with us. And of course, all of our videos are up on the Oracle Video Hub channel. Another great resource from Jürgen is, of course, the Integration Customer Newsletter. And you can subscribe to that, as you can see here, the URL, bit.ly/OIC capitals newsletter. And this is also something where you can share content. So you can push content to Jürgen for the next editions of these newsletters and so on. Now, resources, we will have a talk about those afterwards, but now I'd just like to hand over to David and Tim to go through the real session, so to speak. Thank you again.
Okay. Thank you, Niall, for this nice introduction, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to present our case today. To the audience, thanks for joining us today. My name is David van den Besse. I'm the managing partner of Architect, the Belgian Oracle partner that had the privilege for assisting three-headed giants in this integration project. Today, I'm joined with Tim Martinez, tooling administrator and technical lead responsible for overseeing this project. Together, Tim and I will be sharing our insights and presenting you with our Oracle integration case today. Okay, let's delve into the agenda. We will begin by introducing three-headed giant and Architect. Following this introduction, we will delve into the specific business case that forms the foundation of this webinar. Next to that, we will discuss the technical solution and architecture that we implemented. This section will cover the tools, the platforms, and the integration strategies that we employed to deliver the outcomes. Tim will showcase a live demonstration to see it all in action. Following the demo, we will explain why the client chose Oracle as their preferred vendor. And we conclude with some insights about and lessons learned about what we learned throughout the project. And afterwards, there's still some room for a Q&A section. So, Architect, who are we? Architect is a Belgian company. We are a member of the Kronos group in Belgium. That's a prominent IT group in Belgium with over 500 business units our companies and more than 8,000 professionals. Architect itself, we offer several services. We focus on application integration and development, including consultancy and project work. We work closely together with our clients to understand their integration needs, and we provide tailor-made end-to-end solutions. Additionally, we also use our expertise to deliver assessments and advice where we offer insights and recommendations to optimize integration processes of potential clients. We offer also training programs and workshops to equip our clients with the necessary expertise to handle integrations projects effectively. Within Kronos, Field is the cluster that brings together a group of companies, specialized expertise, where Architect brings in the integration knowledge. With Field side and the collaboration between its companies, all with their own expertise, we can cover the complete project lifecycle to offer clients with an end-to-end solution covering architectural design, functional analysis, infra and cloud setup, maintenance, application development, integration expertise, and project management. Then we have also Collabo, that's the brand name. We unite all Oracle-related units within the Kronos group. And this collaboration positions us as one of the largest Belgian Oracle partners, certified in several domains, including integration, application development, and cloud infrastructure. So that was introduction of Architect. Now I will hand over the floor to Tim, and Tim will introduce Three-Headed Giant and provide an explanation of the business case we have been working on. Tim, all yours.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tim Martinez. I'm part of Three-Headed Giant. Three-Headed Giant is a small company branched off from a managed services company within Kronos. I don't have a slide containing all the clustering above us, but simply put, we are part of a larger cluster within the Kronos group. Three-Headed Giant mainly specializes in the process part of the managed services, which is ITIL, ITSM, ISM, and other process guidelines. I'm part of the tooling admins from Three-Headed Giant. We are the executing party for everything tool and technical related within these processes. The Three-Headed Giant, the three stands for the people, process, and products, which actually just means that everything has to work in synergy. Fun fact, the Three-Headed Giant is based on the Three-Headed Giant from the Monty Python movie, The Holy Grail. David, if you could put on the next slide. So what we provide is, from our end, we provide as people, service level managers, service management consultants, tooling admins, DPOs, and so on. These people will always support, and among others, ITIL, ESM, ISM, project management, the ISO certifications, and on our end, the tooling selections. What do we provide as products? We do the business games part, which is a fun way to learn all these frameworks. Something out of the box is only the ISM. That is what it is. And for the rest of it, we all support implementing, for instance, the ITSM framework within a company. The aware part has more to do with the DPO and GDPR framework. And from my end, we support two ITSM tools, namely For Me and OmniTracker. And For Me is the one that will be handled within this project and demo. Thank you. All right, so our business case, the complexity of the Kronos group being comprised of more than 500, I think right now it's more than 700 companies, which all who all have a different specialization within the IT world. Kronos Group won a major contract with our own government. The thing is, that's one company for Kronos who actually subscribes to the contract. And they will ask every necessary Kronos company to work with each other. The thing is, the government itself uses ServiceNow as a tool, as a ticket tool. But on our ends, as we are different companies, we all have our own tooling and systems in which we log our tickets and work. We were expecting that we were working with For.Me a lot, but apparently we also have ServiceNows, Jiras, and I think a couple of Microsoft products as well. Everyone wants to work in their own system, so we were searching for a platform to automate and integrate everything into one working whole. Let's see. The thing is, we also had the need for a very flexible tool, as the demands from the governments were pretty rigid. So we had to have something that was malleable for use in the Kronos Group. All right, David? What did we need? We need to have an interface platform for every possible tool, which comprises, like, for instance, a ServiceNow, which is easily integratable towards For.Me, which is very rigid in its API platforms. And in the future, there are probably some other tools that are not made for enterprise integration, for which we need the Oracle Integration Cloud to do its work for those tools. Indeed, we needed something that was simple enough to understand for the non-specialists, which is mainly me and my colleagues. So the heavy load will come towards architect, while we need to have something simple to do minor adaptations on the integration. There was a necessity for a retry mechanism. We needed a queuing system as well for the technical parts, so we can work, for instance, asynchronous. We have that we can reschedule messages that went wrong for whatever reason. And within the Kronos Group, we were searching for a decent platform, a mature platform, because in these integration softwares, there's a lot of them. Most of them have like similar options, similar functionality. But on our end, we needed something where we have a decent support platform. And for me, the last point was the most important. We needed someone within the Kronos system, within the Kronos ecosystem, to partner up with. So we have a direct line of support, a simple line of support, which can be easily used via chat or a telephone. David?
Okay, thank you, Tim. Thank you for sharing your insight into the business case. Now let's delve into the technical solution. Let me first see something wrong with the slides. Let's first tell something about how we convinced Three-Headed Giant to go to work together. Initially, when Three-Headed Giant started the project, it was not. They were not. Initially, when the client kicked off the project, the decision regarding the vendor was not yet finalized. There was already a strong competition with another vendor besides Oracle. So we needed to convince that Oracle was the way to go. To demonstrate the potential of the integration with Oracle, Three-Headed Giant took the initiative to conduct a proof of concept. This allowed them to assess the capabilities and suitability of different solutions. During this project, architect made the suggestion to combine this POC with an internship program. So by leveraging the interns' skills and resources, we were able to showcase the capabilities of Oracle OIC in a very cost-effective manner. To ensure a robust and comprehensive integration solution, an architect from Architect designed the overall integration architecture for this project, and this provided a solid foundation for the development process. An internship student was then assigned to develop the integration solution based on the architect's design. This allowed us to leverage fresh talent and expertise while keeping costs in check. After the evaluation of the POC by Three-Headed Giant and the other solutions, Three-Headed Giant made the decision to proceed with the project. They chose Oracle OIC as the integration platform and selected Architect as the trusted solutions provider to carry out this project. So to summarize this, Three-Headed Giant had a top-notch iPaaS solution, Architect scored a challenging project, and that student, well, he signed a contract and has joined us in our integration team at Architect. So that can you call a triple win. The technical solution. I will discuss the Oracle products that we played a role in this integration project. Specifically, we utilized Oracle Apex, Oracle Database Cloud Service, and of course, Oracle Integration Cloud to achieve this integration project. Within our technical solution, the Oracle Integration Cloud serves as the integration platform that was utilized to construct the integration flows. It acts as a central hub, facilitating connectivity between the various service management platforms involved in this project. In addition to managing the data flow, we also leveraged Oracle Database to store and to retrieve the data from these ITSM platforms. This allowed us to ensure efficient and reliable data storage and retrieval for our integration processes. But more about this in the next slides, where I will discuss the integration architecture in detail. For the people in the room who don't have or who are not familiar with Oracle Integration Cloud, is the iPaaS solution from Oracle. It's a cloud integration platform to connect Oracle and non-Oracle services or applications, and also cloud and on-prem applications. It has all the things you need to build an enterprise integration. It has built-in patterns, adapters. It has a very nice graphical mapping tool. And above all, it's also very cost efficient compared to some competitors. If you want more info about OIC, just contact me and I will be more than happy to tell you all the details. As Niall already mentioned, also Gartner is convinced about the iPaaS solution from Oracle. We are a top leader in this segment. The project was built in Oracle Integration Gen 2, and it still is. We are not yet queued to migrate to Gen 3, but that will be one of the next job for the coming months. In other projects, we already worked with the new Gen 3 version of OIC, and I must say, great work from Oracle. It's very nice to work with this new version. To enhance the user experience, as Tim told, this is very important for Three-Headed Giants. We leverage Oracle Apex to provide an efficient user experience. This low-code development tool allowed us to create a visual, appealing, and user-friendly graphical interface. With Apex, we were able to provide a clear and intuitive view of the integration data, making it easier for users to monitor and manage the flow of the integrations. Furthermore, Apex offered functionality to retry any failed integration during the process. And this capability allowed us to quickly identify and address any issues during the integrations. So the architecture, how did we set all this up? I will highlight the architecture and the key requirements, and the architecture was built with the following requirements in mind. Asynchronous processing to ensure improvement of or improved performance and efficient handling of the integration flows. We implemented an asynchronous processing, and this approach allowed us to decouple the systems and optimize resource utilization. The retry mechanism was also a very important requirement. Handling failed messages is a critical aspect of any integration solution. So we incorporated a retry mechanism based on the Oracle database and Oracle Apex that automatically can retry failed messages, ensuring the data integrity and minimizing disruptions in the flow. Scalability or architecture was designed to accommodate future growth and increasing demands for the integrations. And so we ensured that the solution can handle larger volumes of data and support additional integration scenarios as the business will evolve at Three-Headed Giant. It's also worth mentioning why we chose not to use the built-in Oracle integration pub/sub pattern. While this pub/sub pattern provides a convenient solution for async communication, it lacked a bit the visibility we needed into the data, as one of the requirements from Three-Headed Giant was to have a clear view of the data being transferred. So we opted for a different approach that allowed us to maintain control and visibility throughout this integration process. So what did we do? We based our architecture on the parking lot pattern. This is a pattern that once was described by the A team of Oracle back in the SOA days, but it's still very up to date. So let's have a closer look at the diagram. You can see the architectural flow can be summarized as follows. The source application, the blue one here, sends the messages to the integration platform's endpoints. These black icons, these represent the integration platform. For the sake of clarity, I duplicated them on the diagram, but of course, in reality, there's only one integration platform. So the message arrives at the integration platforms. The integration platform routes it directly to the database where it is stored, and it returns a 202 accepted message or response back to the client app, indicating the message was received and will be processed accordingly. A UI application, the Apex part, provides a view of all the messages and their status based on the database records. The integration platform is configured with a database adapter and listens to the database for new records to get into action. It reads and transforms the messages and also transforms the protocol if needed to the correct destination format and routes them to the respective destination applications. The status of the messages success or failed during the integration flow is sent back to the database. Failed messages are then displayed in the user interface and can be manually triggered for reprocessing. Additionally, depending on the type of the error, an automatic retry is also possible with a maximum of, I guess, 5 retry attempts. By adopting this pattern, we have achieved a robust and reliable integration architecture. The source and destination are loosely coupled. It provides a clear visibility into the flow of the messages. It ensures fault tolerance and allows for efficient management of failed messages. Here you can see in this design, this is design of the POC that the student has developed during his, I guess, 2 or 3 months he worked on it. It was between OmniTracker and ServiceNow, so it's almost the same as I explained in the previous slide, but OmniTracker sends its requests to an endpoint, to a REST endpoint on OIC. OIC returns the 202 accepted and routes the message to the Oracle database. The message gets a status of to do, and there is another integration in OIC with an Oracle database adapter that pulls on that to-do state to retrieve all those messages, those new messages. And the integration is then configured to route based on the content of the message to route it to the correct destination. In this case, this is to ServiceNow. So the integration is then using the REST endpoint of ServiceNow to send the message to the ServiceNow endpoints. And in a next step, we also inform or send a feedback back to OmniTracker to update OmniTracker that the message has been sent to ServiceNow. Thus, all of this was developed by that student and was the basis on where Trihedijai decided to work with Oracle OIC. This is a screenshot from that Apex application, but I will skip this and show you it after the demo, or show you the real application after Tim has showed the demo.
All right, so I've created a demo case within the ServiceNow system of the Flemish government. I've started with the case as this is the way of working over there. So a case is a top-level ticket for the end user in which we can create sub-tickets. So let's go there now. We want an incident for the case created like this. The difficulty for us was that as the Flemish government has multiple service providers working with them, they couldn't interface the incident as is. They had to interface something that is called incident tasks, which is a sub-level item of the incident. So over here, we can create a task. If we create one task, we have to assign it to our own Kronos integration user. Once this is saved, this one will start synchronizing over OIC. Let me see how to do that. So, thing we want is that over here, a correlation ID will be filled in. So on the OIC platform, this is the trace of every message coming in, going out, and what is handled within the system. I can excuse myself for the slowness of the Flemish government system, which right now hasn't done anything yet. Great. So we have to wait a little bit. All right. Everything is in order. So this one should be facing real soon. Just to speed it up a little bit, I've already created a couple of tests. So let's go to those. I can use that logging to show you what it all looks like. So it will, in normal cases, this one will result in a ticket on our end. There we are. So it went through. So what happens? We interface this one. As you can see, the correlation ID is filled in, which is the request ID from our for-me system. What happens within the OIC platform is that we, in two integrations, receive the message sent by the Flemish government, which looks a bit like this. So if we get to the relevant information, you can see that an incident task with a number and a SID ID is sent towards us with an empty correlation ID. This will be stored in a database, as David explained, using the parking lot mechanism. Then one of our sub-integrations will detect possible attachments within the creation of the task. If that one has ran, then the database will be read, a couple of checks will be done, and at the end of it, we will send our message to the for-me system. So in here, after mapping a lot of things, we will send a formatted message toward the for-me system. Some fields are formatted, concatenated into a single field as the systems differ a little bit. So in this case, the case information is sent as one body. The source ID will be built, which is on our end, the correlation ID with ServiceNow, comprising of the task number and the sys ID, to have a very singular identifier. Subject will be sent. The impact will be translated from priority 5 towards us to, in this case, an impact low. Where is it? Low. And in this case, the configuration item will be translated towards us into what's called a service instance. This service instance will define the SLA on this ticket, which is best effort right now. So this was handled as being a direct response. So the response coming back to us towards OIC is this one. In this flow, the insert or update flow, we send what is called a technical response, which is an HTTP code for a successful reception of the message within OIC or a failure. So this one was sent successfully. And in this case, we receive the answer from for me containing the ticket number, which is translated to what's called a functional response, sent towards the ServiceNow system, containing the task number and sys ID for their reference, our own correlation ID, a state, and the correct class name or table name within ServiceNow, and their own transaction ID for matching their outgoing message with functional responses within their logging. So this was the simple one. This was a creation. Now I can go through all adaptations of the ticket. So when I add a note within these tickets, we will see it coming in here as one of our own nodes in ServiceNow. We need to be able to add or to receive some of some attachments. So I will send them their own documentation back. So we are incident management, so I'll send them the incident management definition of the interface, which is now added in the ServiceNow system, and which will soon be visible within the forming ticket. If their system is a bit responsive right now. All right. So we've received their message. Within the OIC platform, I've asked David's colleagues to detect certain points, which is in this case, if it's visible. And as you can see, it is now transferred towards us. This was a difficulty within the OS, difficulty within the interfacing project, as for me, has a very specific way to handling incidents, which comprises of defining an AWS bucket, getting that data, and uploading the incident. So it's a three-step way of adding the incident, while, for instance, the ServiceNow way is just sending the incident as a base 64 encoded string. So it was very nice of the people from Architect to get this working. At the end of all of it, we have done our work within our system. So what we will do is close the tickets. We are satisfied with, or we are not satisfied with our solution. So it's a workaround. So it's fixed, but not permanently. So on our end, the ticket is completed. Again, via webhooks from the For Me system, we send our own webhook towards the system. I need to refresh once more. There we are. So the message from For Me as well is sent towards the database. We have defined in our webhook names something identifiable for the OIC system, so a flow can be detected. So in this case, it's a state change towards one of the end states, and it's sent towards on top level, the incident is resolved. We can see the resolution information. We've created a workaround. It's a workaround that's applied with the same close notes. And top level, the case towards the client is resolved as well with the same closure information. So this was a successful, simple downstream ticket, as we call it. The next one was a very difficult part for us, mainly because the Flemish government has the habit of changing the integration requirements without documenting them first. So the people from Architect had to freestyle a bit to get it all working. So what will happen, we are required to log every incident within the ServiceNow system, even if the Flemish government doesn't have to provide input to those tickets purely for the reporting of the Flemish government. We need to send all our tickets towards them. So in this case, we are going to create a test ticket with the same service instance as needed with them. Let's call it the architect. Yeah. It's fill it with some let's say we go for a high impact, which is translated towards the ServiceNow system. Selecting a group on which I am a member. And right now, this one needs to go towards the ServiceNow system. The difficulty here is that we cannot create a direct task within the ServiceNow system. So the difficulty here is we create an incident on their end, which is temporarily matched with our case, with our request. And after that, the system on the Flemish government side, so ServiceNow, will automatically create a task and assign it towards us. So it's a two-step thing. So first we spoof our own request ID. We receive an answer from them with the task ID, and then we reconnect our request ID towards the task. In the logging, you can see we created an incident with this ID. So the ID from this case is the ending with 74. Our spoofed ID is this one. And after that, we get a message that everything is linked. So we have linked an incident and the task within the ServiceNow system, which will be visible over here. As you can see, it's filled in with the same data. Our own high impact is translated towards a medium impact and a high urgency within the ServiceNow system. The body and the subject are added as well. And in the end, we have two tickets in sync. So if, again, we start working on this one, and we get the same syncing capabilities as with the downstream instance. David, is there anything else you want me to show?
No, I think I will quickly show something in the database and the Apex. So if you're ready, I can take over the screen.
Wait, hold on. I will handle the chat, the Q&A questions afterwards. Okay, no, David, you take over.
Okay. Let me search the correct screen. This one. Okay, now you should see SQL Developer. This is a simple query to show the data that Tim has sent to the platform during the demo. As you can see, there are several messages. Well, the database design is very simple. There are mainly two tables that are of importance: the ticket table and the state table. So this query joins those tables together and gives us a view on the tickets with the ticket date, the data, and the status. Here, everything is done, so no errors. There are other statuses like the to-do state. When a ticket is in status of to-do, then the OIC will pick it up and start the processing for that record. But I can also show the same in Apex. Should be this one. Okay, this is the Apex dashboard. Here you have the same view as in SQL Developer, but in a more user-friendly way. You can have an overview of the success ratio or failure ratio, and we can have a detailed view on the other records. What's also possible is to check the messages that need a retry. Then everything can be checked, and this resubmit button will change the state to do, and it will be picked up by the Oracle OIC database connector. And all of this is basic or built-in Apex functionality to filter or to order the records. All these actions, that's all basic Apex functionality. This Apex is not in production or is not currently used in production by Three-Headed Giant. The screen you see now is a screen that was developed by during the internship, but in a future stage of the project, Three-Headed Giant will also start using this graphical user interface. So let's continue with the presentation and share another. Okay. So why Oracle? Why should Three-Headed Giant, or why did they decide to choose Oracle? First of all, it's a comprehensive solution that met all the client requirements for the integration needs Three-Headed Giant had. Secondly, Oracle's reputation as a global and a trusted partner played also a crucial role in the decision. Cost efficiency, as I already said, Architect's offering with OIC was considered more favorable compared to the competitor. And looking towards the future, OIC ensured that the client's integration platform would remain relevant and up to date. As I said already, the new Gen 3 version is a nice update of the Gen 2. So Oracle is actively working and accelerating the OIC product. And lastly, the user-friendly and friendliness of OIC and Apex were also very important for Three-Headed Giant. It gave them the ability to develop and to manage the integration platform themselves. My colleagues had prepared a training for the people of Three-Headed Giant. And that was a 2-day training, and after that training, they were able to get on themselves with the integrations. So that way they were reducing their need for external assistance and increasing their independence. Some lessons learned. When facing some of the challenges during the project or seeking for recommendations or best practices, sometimes it can be difficult to find immediately the online solutions because this project was started in the beginning days of OIC. Now we are a few years later, so now the community has grown very much. But to overcome this, it's crucial to stay in contact with Oracle support, the architects, and product management, and they can provide timely assistance and guidance. Flexibility during the solution, it's important to remain flexible during that phase. Instead of getting stuck on a single solution, you should embrace an iterative approach, and this helps us to be adaptable and explore the different options to achieve the goals. And of course, but that's for every project, continuous learning and improving with, in this case, OIC. So encourage your team members to expand the knowledge and expertise, stay up to date with the new features, enhancements, and the best practices. So I think we can conclude this presentation. If you have any questions about Oracle or OIC, or you have your own integration challenges you want to discuss with us, don't hesitate to contact us. Or for the people who maybe will also attend Oracle Cloud World this September, I will also be there. So just send me an email and we can schedule a meetup in Vegas. So I think there's still some time for some questions. I don't have a view on the questions already sent, but let's...
I see that there is one of the questions there was, will it be possible to show the webhook integration? So I think that somebody there, Ard Hindu, is asking that. If this can be shown, maybe Ardendo, you can contact us offline and we will provide you with that information. So there's no other questions, guys, that I can see. Just like, again, thank you very much. This was very, very, it's a compelling use case, great use of various Oracle products or services in there. And I'll just kind of finish off on just a couple of slides here. So let's get back here to that. Sorry, just one moment, please. I'm going to share my screen, if that's okay. So let me see, here we go. Share my screen. So David, I'm afraid I need you to stop sharing. Thank you.
Yep. And
then I can share my screen. And here we go. So, again, thanks very much for joining us for this webcast. And as I say, you've got the contact details for David and Tim if you're interested in following up. And other integration resources, okay, the website oracle.com/integration, the documentation, which is on this bit.ly or else docs.oracle.com, and then on the front page, on the first page, you will see integration links. Blogs, we've plenty of blogs out there. So, and as David was saying, there's a huge amount of OIC competency out there. So if you do hit any issues, you can always just, Google and see what you get. And if you don't get your answer, then you can contact experts such as David or else myself and my team. Okay, the product management context, like I'm the product manager for EMEA. I have a worldwide list of contacts there. So we are here to help you in your challenges and also to celebrate your successes. So again, thanks very much for attending, everybody. There should be an online, I don't know if we have an online survey. Jürgen's not here, but I think if there is, please complete it, and look forward to you to meeting you again on the next such webcast. So with that, big thank you to our presenters, David and Tim. Big thank you for Steve in the studio, and big thank you to all of you out there who attended this session. Thank you and bye-bye.